this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.
And I am a professional fortune teller. I specialize in tarot, astrology, palmistry, and Lenormand card readings. I have owned and managed 4 different fortune telling shops so far, and I love my job and I love to help people.
Now, I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about recently. Last week, I was invited on a TV show, okay, and this show I'm in Malta at the moment. And Malta, the country, is very Catholic. People here may not go to church every week, but they've still got a Catholic foundation. Now, what happened is I was interviewed on this show, but the interviewers were asking me questions about tarot through Catholic lens. Okay? So they were asking me things like, is tarot against the Bible? So they invited me to talk about tarot, but it wasn't about tarot. It was more like, how does tarot relate to Catholicism was really their angle. So what I want to say to Catholic people or religious people of any religion, every religion, doesn't matter which one, if we boil them down, they basically want people to be good to each other. Okay? They want people to not kill each other, usually. And they want people to live in harmony. So all of the religions have a bit of love each other, do what's best for society, and harmony, right? And tarot also is for that. Like a tarot reader, most tarot readers, the ones that are using the tool for positive reasons, want to help other people. Now, yes, there are idiots in every religion. There are fanatics in every religion. And there are people that bomb and destroy and kill other people because of their religious fanaticism. But that is not what the religion stands for. Okay? So in every belief system, whether it's Catholicism, whether it's Islam, whether it's Hindu, there are crazy elements in all of those that go out there and do suicide bombing and those kind of things. But the core of every religion is about love and peace, okay? A tarot reader who is sane, who is not a crazy person or a desperate person or a damaged person, wants to help people. Now, for example, with myself, I do my job because I want to help people. I don't do it to rip people off, because if I did that, I wouldn't have a career, right? Because you would have all left, you would have all seen that I'm just a rip-off person, whatever. So religion and Catholicism and Islam and Hinduism and any other belief system, Buddhism or whatever, and tarot, the people that are doing it to help others, we're all on the same team. We have more in common than we have, not in common. We have more in common. We want to help people. We want to guide people. We want to get people connected to the higher self. Okay? So divination is about connecting with the divine. It's about connecting with higher power, and so is going to church. If you do it right, the point of going to church is so you connect with the divine, right? So we're not enemies. Tarot readers are not enemies of religion. We are all doing it to help humanity. So what I wanted to get out there is, we are not incompatible. We are compatible because we all want the same thing. We want to help people. The 3 wise men were Astrologers. They followed the star to find Jesus. So astrology is in the Bible. The three wise men were astrologers, or Magi, right? They followed the star to find Jesus, so they were astrologers. The three gifts that the three wise men gave to Jesus was one gave gold, one gave myrrh, and one gave frankincense. So there's a mythology, there's a story out there. I don't know where I read it, but I read it somewhere where the gold, the myrrh, and the frankincense represents three different types of worldly king. So when they went to see Jesus, they knew that a king was born, but they didn't know what type of king he was going to be. So the gold, the king that had the gold represents material wealth. So they wanted to see if Jesus was going to be a king that ruled by great wealth, right? Like material power, maybe like a Roman emperor with money. The frankincense was used in temples, and they still use it today in a lot of temples. When they burn frankincense in churches and festivals. Frankincense is spiritual. They wanted to know if this Jesus was going to be a spiritual king. And myrrh was used in hospitals and by doctors to purify the hospital area or the operation area. So they wanted to know if Jesus was going to be a doctor or a healer king. They wanted to know if he was going to be a material king by offering him gold, if he was going to be a spiritual king by offering him frankincense, or if he was going to be a healer king by offering him myrrh. Now, Jesus, the story says that the three wise men offered Jesus all of their gifts, and he had to choose one to tell them to divine. They were going to divine what this king was going to be. And in the mythology, the story, Jesus grabbed the whole three of them. He grabbed the gold, the myrrh, and the frankincense. So he was a king of kings. Okay? So that's one of the mythologies I've read somewhere, and I thought it was a really, really good story it may be a story, it may just be a mythology, but mythology also is based in reality too. Since 1990, so this is my only job. So to me, the Bible or other religious teachings are not contradictory to tarot and astrology. But then sometimes perhaps some religions want to have power, so they try to discredit. Well, most people come for everyday questions like relationships. It's like advice, giving people advice. Sometimes people are having like a hard time, or maybe they've lost somebody, like perhaps someone's passed away and they need some sort of counseling as well. For example, if someone comes to me and says, will I get the job tomorrow, right? I'll say to them, pull out two cards. So they pull out two cards, random cards. One, just say 1 and 2. What have we got? The snake. Snake, I would say this is going to be difficult for you to get this job, because a snake is not your friend, is it? It's going to bite you. Then I'd say the moon. The moon is unclear. It comes out at night and we can't see clearly. So I'd say you're probably not going to get the job. Go to the interview, do your best, but don't be upset if you don't get the job, because it looks like it's unlikely for you. I don't really believe in the devil, because I'm not that kind of old-fashioned. To me, I find that old-fashioned religion. I believe you should help people with your gifts. So to me, this is a gift. I've been given a gift that I love, and I help to inspire people. I have many, many thousands of people who follow me. If you Google me, you'll never find anything evil about me on the internet. You'll only find good things. So it depends what you believe. I don't really believe that there's a devil controlling us. I think we have free will. In the Bible, the three wise men followed the star to find Jesus. Following stars is astrology, right? The Magi, the magicians, they were wise. So they were smart. They knew something was happening with the stars because they studied astrology back in those days, right? So there is astrology in the Bible too. So I don't see it as contradictory. I see it as all coming from the divine. You know, the word divination means to divine from the divine, to get messages from a higher power. So astrology is way older than Catholicism. So the devil is in Catholicism, which is 2,000 years old. So then, if astrology is older, how could that be connected to the devil? There are frauds in every industry, right? There are fraud politicians who are frauds. There are doctors who are frauds. There are teachers who abuse. So every industry has frauds, right? So yes, there are frauds in this industry, but which industry doesn't have frauds? There are fraud policemen as well, right? So yes, there are frauds, but there are also frauds in every other industry. Unfortunately, this one gets more of the bad name for it.